Shout out to those women that did not make me feel like I had to tone me down. That when I took a photo, they cheered me on. But when I think about the older Black woman that I want to be, I think about giving grace and being kind to women younger than me, because I know how it feels. I gotta get tissue, sorry. Is it really a Tuesday without tears? The tears always come from like a place of like, wow. You know? I remember feeling like I was always judged by an older woman that maybe wasn't as secure in herself. Maybe my light was too bright. I don't know what it was, but they wanted me to be mediocre. And I just wanted to be iconic. I wanted to live in my truth and march to my own drum and wear outfits that everyone else didn't wear. And I never was afraid of being myself. But I remember being younger and just even the steers. Even just, a lot of us don't realize like what our face looks like when we're looking at, and you're like, oh no, I was just saying that's cute. I'm like, we can see your face. This like, and you like, what? You know, we create these like, wait, what happened? Like in each other. But when I seen these older Black women and it was two Caucasian women. They were really nice as well. But I felt, now I don't know how anybody felt, if they felt any type of way when I wasn't in their presence. I didn't get that, except from one person. And what I'm so happy that when I did experience this trip, I was further along in my journey of like self-discovery and understanding why people do what they do. And one thing about me, instead of just blaming it on somebody being jealous, I'll be like, okay, what happened to her life? Like, how was she raised? How was this? How was this? Why was this? Was she not given the freedom to be herself? And was it this? And was it, I'm literally, instead of just thinking on the negative side, like, yeah, I'm more like, damn, that's sad. And the person that put this trip together, such a beautiful person. Such a beautiful person. But somewhere along the way, somebody didn't validate 7-year-old her. Someone did not see her. Someone did not pour into her. They drained her. I had hopes on working with this person for something that I'm putting together. And without me having to be like, yeah, and I ain't like this, I just peeped game. I seen how she was around other women. I seen how if she wasn't the center of attention, that her mood shifted. I seen that, it was a very, she needed more healing before she could help me with what I'm doing. Because if you feel like this with 70-year-old, 60-year-old women, what are you going to do with women that are neck and neck in age with you? If you feel like this, and this is no disrespect, but if you feel like this, and this is how some older Black women get, right? They be like, you better hope you look like this when you get to my age. You better hope. And it's like, what are you talking about? If somebody call me auntie now, big sis, before I didn't take offense. I'd be like, yo, I'm about to be 40. Like, if I could stay like this for another 10 years, 50 ain't nothing. But there's some people that think that because someone calls you, like, they just kind of like, yeah. Huh. So if you can't feel confident in yourself around other confident women, Is It Tuesday is probably not the place for you. Because around here, we building them up. No one's no one's underneath. Everybody is like naked. We're all on this journey. We're all doing the work. We're if you can't feel like that, And it be truth be told, out of the OGs, it was only me and you that gave what we was given, and all the attention wasn't on you, and you felt like I felt like she was a 7-year-old kid that just was like, it's like everything had to be me, me, me. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. And if you wasn't getting that, you ain't like it. So you couldn't lead my people where I'm taking them. You couldn't be a part of that because it would spill over. And that's on her, because I'm going to tell you what I got from it. What I got from it was God saying, Crystal, that's not true. Maybe that did happen to you in the past where you were treated this way, but look at these women loving on you. Look at look at how Machina's loving on you. Look at her and her businesses and the homes that she owned. Look at Miss Kim. Look at Miss Sabrina. Look at Miss Kelly. I don't call Kelly Miss because me and Kelly too young for me to call her Miss, but look at and be comfortable, because I'm always comfortable at the table being the person that knows the least. I don't want to sit with you if I can't learn nothing from you. And while I'm there, I was writing in my journal and I said, oh my gosh, I wrote in my journal, I only want to sit at a table where I'm learning something. And it doesn't have to always be about how to be a mogul. Let me build a brand. I didn't even know that not that. It could just be relationship. It could just be sisterhood. It could just be, and not even trying to teach you. You just listening, you observing. And I'm telling you, and Miss Sabrina, everything just kept happening for me on this trip. Everything kept happening. And I remember Miss Sabrina looking at me across the table while we were, going from one place to another. And she looked at me and she said, God's favor ain't fair. And I just smiled and I said, because I feel like she knew my heart posture at that moment. I feel like she knew that I still felt like I'm not, almost where you're not open to receive all your blessings. Like you're kind of feeling, you're guilty. You're feeling guilty. And she's looking at me like, it was her 50th. She looked at me, beautiful, beautiful lady, beautiful cheeks, beautiful hair, like her braids, locks. She had her little tiara on. It was her birthday, her sash. And she just smiled. She said, God favor ain't fair. And I'll be honest, I judged her before I met her because I was like, oh, she looked like she's just going to be so nasty to me. She looked like she going to be a know-it-all. She looked like she just going to, oh, y'all don't be doing this and don't do that. And it was, God said, girl, you better don't do that. Because the same way you sitting over here saying this about her, that's not what I got. And even if that was her personality later on, I could see the poise in it where it's like, oh, okay. Because she was not mean. I didn't think that she was gonna be mean, but I definitely thought like she might judge me. Humbled me quick, God. He was like, nope, watch this. Luggage got misplaced and I left early because my daughter was graduating from college at the time, and I'm in a group chat. And it was so evident that this person was treating me different. One thing that happened when Miss Sabrina said God's favor isn't fair, we got on a yacht to go from Santorini to Mykonos, and I was dressed. I ain't gonna hold you. I've been Mykonos, bitch. I've been Mykonos, okay? So I'm dressed, but I'm dressed like how I normally dress. I style wise, the way I carry myself wise. This is not how. I'm not a silver spoon baby. I'm a project baby. I'm a silver caps baby. I'm not a silver spoon baby. I'm silver caps, like whole shit silver. Day in them and the projects. But because I travel and I like the smell of this hotel and I like the way this is and I like the way this is, I've created the lady that I said I was going to, the lady that I looked up to, shout out to Miss Teresa, shout out to Miss Robin. These are both women that I met in different part times of my life. Miss Teresa was actually like, what I was, what she was coming in to help me. She was coming in to help me when I was in sixth grade, like a mentor, coming to help me do my homework, coming to talk about my behavior. I remember the way Miss Teresa smelled. I remember the way she looked. I remember the way she dressed. Then I met Miss Robin, and I was 20 something. I was working at BB. I remember the way her hair was cut. I remember exactly what she had on. I remember like, and not in an obsessed, like crazy stalker way. I was a kid at the time. This lady is old enough to be my mother, okay? I remember her watch, the blazer she had on. She had on some nice jeans, some loafers. She had a nice little razor cut. She was the sweetest, soft-spoken, like, but very, like, poised, okay? These women have, like, these are the type of women, you know, I'm thinking about the way my mother dressed. Like, I'm thinking about all these things, but I was able, even with my mother, shout out to you. We're gonna have we always were kept up. But what I realized is after the keeping up, it's the exposure, it's the trips, it's the let me try this new food, let me try this, let me try that, and I just realized like I really became the lady that I dreamt about. Sometimes I'm like, when did I become so? I think I've always been, but then you look back at like old stuff, you're like, no, I wasn't. But then it's like, no, at that age I was. But anyway, we're getting on the ferry to go from one place to one place. Captain, whoever, they see us. I know you see it. They like, oh, y'all come. They put us in VIP. Ugh, up in the up at the top. Brought the champagne out, the pizza, like everything. And we're sitting there, and you know it was chaotic getting on this yacht, this ferry. And we got separated from everyone, and at the end it's like, oh, are you guys there? Like, da 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 da. I won't go back and tell you that part, but I'll do it. I'm gonna tell you at the beginning of this story because I just realized I try to be mindful. Because let me be clear, this is not to shame. This is not to discredit anybody's work. This is not about the work. The work is amazing. It's the person. It's the person. And that's what a lot of y'all overlook. Products and services, y'all are mixing up the two. You have a great product or service. You're not a great person. Can you become? Yes. But the things that you're doing makes you not a likable person. I don't like that. I want everything to match. Now, that does not mean you have to be nice. Like, you know, I know people like, I'm not nice. I'm not this, I'm this. That's not, what I'm saying is your attitude is one way offline, and online, your attitude is a different way. That's all I'm saying. So whether you want to call it nice, I know some people like, I'm polite, I'm not this, or whatever the hell the saying is. Y'all know the saying, say it below. When somebody like, yeah, that's not because I'm not nice, I'm this. It's not what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when someone meets you, it's not matching up. So we get upstairs, you know, they give us our seat, and this person is, you know, where they are, and she comes up with this little entitlement attitude, like, this is my group. And the guy's like, yeah, okay, your seat is down there. As the leader, you could have been like, fuck, how y'all get up? People like, what's going on? Made it light. But ego was so bruised that you took a nice gesture from someone else, a stranger to us, as a personal dig to you, like, you know, and just nasty attitude. People feel your energy. And I think that what we have to realize is, and I know we're talking about group trips, but this is the bulk. This was the bulk of it because I said, damn, God, each time you're getting louder and louder because the first time I didn't get it in this trip. This time I didn't get it in this trip. This time you saying, no, 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 no. I'm going to show you because I keep trying to give you hints and you ain't picking up what I'm putting down. I'm going to make it so clear to you that you're not confused. Before you go into this business relationship, I want to show you how this person acts when they're not center of attention. Before you get into this relationship, I'm going to show you how this person acts when their finances isn't right. Before you get into this, I'm going to show you how this works out so you can see that if and when this comes back around, because life is just life and it's going to come back. You know, this happens. I'm going to show you before and you decide. Because a lot of times God has already shown us and we just be like, no, they must have had a bad day. Oh, they was going through something. Yeah, but he's showing you how they act when these things occur. Because if they do it now, they'll do it then. What you do small, you do big. We all sitting here popping champagne. Yo, she has an attitude. She walks past us. She don't make no jokes. She don't say like, girl, shit. A couple minutes later, we hear her, but she doesn't come sit with us. She goes and sits all the way at the end somewhere. And I'm like thinking to myself, your ego is going to be a problem for me. You don't even know how to make light of a situation that is not personal. Like these people but it's favor and you didn't like that. And favor is not fair. We get to the next destination. Baby girl don't talk to me at all. Mind you, I'm her guest, although I paid full price. The lack of conversation I don't think she ever made eye contact with me. I don't think she spoke to me at all. And I'm still being nice right now because I want to go deeper. But God said not yet. Because it's not ill intentions on her part. She just has work to do. She just wasn't given the opportunity. She wasn't, she's not there yet. But what I realized is after everyone left, because I left early. I left early for my daughter's graduation, as I said. But everyone's like, bye. In this group chat, everyone's saying bye. Everybody's giving me flowers. It wasn't until someone mentioned me going somewhere else and she's like, oh yeah, hopefully everyone's helping, my connections are, she had to bring it back to her. And it was just like, nah. Although I left early at the end of the trip, I realized something. I left with exactly what I needed to leave with, a shift in perspective about older women, number one. Number two, I've learned discernment with partnering before partnering up with people to see how they react in their own situations, in their own, in their own universe and see how they would act up in my shit. Wasn't happening. It's unfortunate because I said I see so much potential in collaboration. But I also know that sometimes collaboration isn't necessary with certain people because they will. I've been trying to do this trip for a year. And before I had someone here helping and putting some things together. And it was like, she can't go. No, she ain't do nothing. But it was something. Something didn't sit right with me in my spirit. And it was like, nah. And it didn't happen. Went on this trip. I seen something and it was like, nah, it didn't happen. The finale of the trip is when I left. I got to the airport and I was shopping. It was Mother's Day. It's almost a year. I was shopping. And they like, oh, that's all you gotta do. You overseas, you shop, you get your money back for taxes and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. Got to the airport, they was like, nah. So I was like, oh, let me go get my bags because I checked them. Luckily, because God favor ain't fair, I get up to the flight attendant person and I'm like, hey, I got to get something out my bag. This happened. He's like, okay, hold on. He calls them and tell them that I had medicine in a bag that it was needed. I have to. This is like, life or death type of thing. I have to have this medication. I get my bags, go back, ended up getting the receipts, checking my bags, back in, making it to my flight. Me and a guy exchanged numbers. Don't know what happened to him, but he gave me his number. I should have kept it. It might be in my WhatsApp, but he was trying to talk to me. That's how it happened because I told you I'll be looking how I be looking when I be out sometimes too. And I wrote in a group and I'm like, hey, I got everything squared away. Cause of course I kept everybody posted. Once again, here go Miss Sabrina, God's favor ain't fair. And I said, my God, don't play about me. At that moment, and I know I jumped. And like I said, I jumped because I just wanted to highlight the moments that really stuck out. It was the beginning of the trip. This was the major thing that happened. And it just was like a knock, like a little tap on the shoulder to be like, pay attention. And I paid attention. And I just realized that some women and groups of other women aren't confident like they portray to be. You know, it depends on who's around and who's not around. When you're a nice person, when you're confident, when you're securing yourself. But if someone is around you and they're really not pretending to be confident, not pretending to need to be liked, not pretending to come from a silver spoon in their mouth, not pretending, just living in their truth. And I said that about the silver spoon with the silver caps is because a lot of us try to eliminate and get rid of the little girl from the projects, the little girl from North Philly, the little girl from, Brooklyn, like, anywhere that is just not the Upper East Side. Okay. Anywhere that was not deemed to be the up and ups. You don't have to delete your old self. Your old, like literally that 7-year-old girl gets to see you turn into the girl she dreamt of, the Barbie she used to play with, the Barbie she used to cut up her clothes and, she's going to do this and I'm going to be this when I grow up. You became who you said you was going to be when you grew up. That's what I learned from all of the, I'm talking about trips to literally seeing yourself and looking in the mirror and being like, not a futon, a couch, not a plastic drawer with the 3 things with my clothes stuffed in them. I'm her. I was supposed to tell you about creating content on trips. I got content on all of those trips. Let me first say that. Let me first say even all the small distractions on each trip did not stop what I was there for, which was me getting these lessons and blessings from God, these awakening moments where I'm like, oh shit, my phone is dead. I have school in a minute. I love it for me. I love it for me because it's manageable. When I was on live and I was talking about traveling and is it better to travel alone? You gotta go somewhere by yourself at least once. And then when you travel with a significant other, if you into vacations and stuff like that, if you are traveling in groups, because they're not all bad, but you have to be very aware because I feel like you get a lot of, especially on vacations, when you're not home, your mind is a lot, in my opinion, I don't know about you. If you go on that vacation, you still got a lot of shit on your mind, you don't need to go. You going to clear your mind, yes. But if you are like you're gone physically and you think something is turning into shit, stay home, do what you gotta do, then leave, and then release that stuff when you're gone. Don't escape. Because when you get, one thing, you're gonna go on vacation and you're gonna come back and them problems still gonna be waiting for you at the door. That's why I say right now, when I started, is it Tuesday? When I started leaving on Tuesdays, because that was my first day free, it wasn't to escape. It was to replenish. It was to pour back into. It was for me to just woo-sa. But you don't want to get so caught up that you're escaping life. And when you get back home, life is still there. That pile of laundry is still there. Them dishes, everything is still there waiting for you when you get back. So it's like, damn, now I'm going to need a vacation because I'm back and my shit is still crazy. No, it's an incentive. Like, hey, if I do all that I need to do this month, I get everything situated, I'm staying focused and determined on my goals, I'm going to go on vacation. When I get back, it's right back to it. It's me coming back with like more ideas and more things to do as far as like making it easier. Those are the things. So when I went on these vacations, I really realized Each one has taught me a lesson, and there's nothing wrong with those things because you got to learn those lessons. You know that, right? Else you're gonna repeat them again. So I'm seeing these things. I'm seeing like, hey, this first trip I could have came by myself. Like I made this. I try to cram this into this. I try to be like, hey, if you do this for me, you can stay at the house. And then I had to take an Uber back to the house because people had cars and didn't even take me home. Like you understand what I'm saying? So there's so many things that you think that going with a big group or going with people from this. No, you need to be alone. You need to sit in silence. You need to pray at that beach. You need to meditate. You need to masturbate. You need to wake up late. You need to wear whatever the fuck you want. Like I just realized that me going on vacation, you know why I was so excited being on vacation in Greece and seeing those older women? I'm like, a lot of older people don't travel as much as they should. So when I seen the one lady and she was the oldest one there, the wisest one there is what I like to say, I got really excited. I was like, oh, you used to be like this, huh? And she was just a giggling and just so beautiful and just this little lady. And I'm like, yo, that's going to be me on a trip with my homegirl at 78. The flight's as long as hell. We don't even want to sit on a flight that long, but I'm just thinking and looking like, okay, God, you're showing me all the things that could be possible. This content trip that I didn't get no content, you showing me how to put a trip together in the future to show other people how to make their content and show them how to utilize the spaces that they're going to be in. Show them what type of creations to create while they're there, like how to make it make sense. Because that's the one thing people don't do when they're content creating. It doesn't make sense. Y'all keep on doing these driving videos. Where the fuck are you driving? Where did you go? What was the end destination? There needs to be a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? Where are you going? What are you doing? Like clipping it up. Like I really, really think I'm a film director. Maybe I might be. I don't know. But every trip I've learned something. That last trip, it taught me that hey, every older black woman is not being mean to you. She's not gonna judge you. She's not gonna say you need to calm down. You know how many kids I've seen this year, like little girls, they might be doing something. Somebody be like, stop, stop. And I'm like, or they be like, she's so feisty. And I'm like, well, she's going to need that in 25 years. She's going to need her flame. Don't put it out because you don't have, like, just let her, especially if she's not being disrespectful or grown, let her, if she ain't, if she just is sure of herself, don't make her question it. Most of us right now, homegirl that took us on this beautiful trip, it ain't nothing personal. It's her inner child. I look at everything like inner child. And, even me allowing myself to feel these emotions and cry, that is 7-year-old me thinking, these older women are hugging on me. They loving on me. They're not telling me to calm down. They're not telling me, oh, she thinks she cute. Beautiful, beautiful trip. Beautiful trips. Beautiful lessons during these trips. I'm putting together a small, very small, maybe a five guest content destination boot camp. Not really boot camp. That just sounded like it was nice. A trip. Not only for Is It Tuesday, the retreat, but a separate one for just content because some of y'all don't want to, dive deep yet. And that's okay. Some of y'all just want to focus on the business, focus on the money. But I'll be the first one to tell you, you can't have one without the other. You can't. You're going to be able to get it, but you won't be able to keep it up. Because your personal will always, always, always slightly, no, it's gone just all the way, affect your business. You want to do good business. You want to be a good business person. You don't want to just do something for a couple of hours. You don't. You don't. You want to love what you do. You want to do it with a passion. I have class soon. I gotta charge my phone. I think my computer's charged. And it's only 10:30. God is good. I got things to do. I know this was all over the place, but hey, this is kind of like that moment where it's like just two girlfriends talking. It's not always going to be shit, I don't think it's ever been. Maybe for you it has been, but for me, it's two girlfriends talking. It's two girlfriends on a couch eating some motherfucking. I'm about to say pizza, but we too old for that. How about like sushi and wine and like edamame, maybe some so delicious ice cream, the cashews, caramel, something like something, something cute, something like that. But I feel like that. I feel like we could just have these raw, wherever they go, they go. Anytime I try to keep something like this, like, no, I'm just gonna talk about keep it surfacey. God be like, who said that? Who said that? That's how I feel like God be saying. When I be like, I'm gonna just keep it like, who said that? Pick up the shovel, go to work. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go to class. So I thank you for joining me on this episode of Is It Tuesday podcast. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.